Like, that was the collection that was like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
some of his work isn't just like beautiful from an aesthetic standpoint, but you can really deeply connect with the themes, or I could, at least with the themes of the pieces I bought. And that was the first time I felt those feelings from like any type of photography work. Like, it was more like I was into like the adventure stuff and the story behind that, but I didn't really get anything that like hit me with like childhood memories in a good or bad way, like your work did. So definitely curious as like how that collection came out.
Yeah. Well, by the time the in-between, which is that first collection, that process of creating that body of work and like putting it together was just lit a fire inside of me in terms of like, okay, narrative bodies of work and like creating things that are really cohesive. And at the same time, I was getting very into different camera techniques and doing like the long exposure and playing around with creating like really like magic like in the camera, like very intentionally. And I was also, I mean, on a personal level, just exploring some deeper kind of personal, I was just doing inner work, you know, like, and going back to my childhood and trying to parse through the traumatic experiences or just the experiences that kind of formed me, and was thinking about these moments and what it meant in terms of who I am now and how time works and how these memories that we have that make us who we are become parodies in our minds. They're just like these plays that we play out, and they're not so accurate, you know, 20 years later. And so I had like the idea and started to put into practice like creating these scenes, these parodies of like memories that I had or things that I've grown up with, or just like creating the mood of those things. And then living those moments out through a series of like 6 to 7 characters that all kind of tied together in this tangle of like a greater like narrative experience. And like the long exposure, you know, you're capturing time all at once. And I think that that's like also an idea that I was really trying to present in the parody of A Tangled Thread, is the idea of like, we are as people, all of our experiences of time all at once. And the collection could be read like that way, you know, as being all of these things are kind of happening all at once, and you can also read it in any direction. And so, yeah, I was just very inspired by the idea of creating a bigger body of work, making it something narrative that people can explore characters, explore the themes, and being just really intentional about the imagery and starting to build a world.